What's up, everyone? Here to do Attack on Titan episode 23. And man, Attack on Titan again with another mindfuck. And man, it honestly was a really good episode. I enjoyed it because there were just a lot of ups and downs and surprises, seeing how things work really in the military police, just seeing Armin ask for Annie's help. It just the dialogue in this episode was just honestly some of the best dialogue I've ever seen in anime. Period. Because it was just, I don't know, it just was done really well in my opinion. But I'll let you guys know what I thought about the episode. So the episode starts off with Annie's like flashback of her training at when she was younger or something, and she's waking up and she's in the military corps, so we get to see a little bit like what goes on in there. And right before that, there's actually some guy talking about the walls need to be sealed, and some guy was like, the wall shouldn't be touched. And we also get introduced to a lot more of the crazy religious people in this world, and just seeing like there's so many dynamics of what goes on in the Attack on Titan world is honestly really interesting. And just watching this episode just made me think like, no, there's not two more episodes left. But hopefully, I figure they'll come back in at least like 6 months, maybe, just because the manga is monthly. But who knows? Hopefully, they figure something out, because I don't think I can go too much longer without not reading the manga since it's ending in 2 episodes. So right after that, we get introduced to a character named Marlowe, who he actually cares and he wants to change things and stuff like that. And we see just really how real their world is, and just stuff kind of got real with him, with like him saying like, why are we doing this? And he said, oh, you're actually interested here, you can take over. And he just really shows how much these higher officers just really don't care, because they don't really like see any action. They've never really been exposed to the things. And that's another thing about Attack on Titan that I wanted to say. Like, it's just really amazing to see like what the survey corps goes through, and like how they really are. And it just really makes me wonder, like, if they ever invade those walls, how will they react? Because I don't think half of them will survive. It doesn't matter like about the skill. Clearly we've seen, because skilled people do die. But yeah, it just really just makes me wonder what would happen if the Titans invaded the inner walls where the military police are. So right after all that, Marlowe actually goes on this speech saying he's not trash and he wants to change things. And Annie actually says something. She says that she thinks that good people like can't run stuff. It will be the end of them, because I kind of think that translates with how Irwin is and how Pixis is. I think that's what she was referring to, because those people, like, you kind of have to have this like this kind of bad side in a way. Like, you have to be able to take that harsh criticism and make really irrational decisions sometimes. And I definitely think that, yeah, I don't think he could be what he wants to be and make changes just because of like what I just said. Like Levi also, you have to be able to see some things and just go on. He just seemed like too much of a nice guy, is what I think Annie was trying to tell him. And right after that, Marlowe tries to like confront these officers, and they didn't react too well, and they beat him up, and they said they were actually gonna get him for treason, which was messed up. So while they're beating him up, Annie actually stops them and says, let's not make a bigger scene. And right after that, he's like asked, am I like the person who you're talking about? Because she was saying how she actually respects Eren. And we get a little flashback also about like showing that she actually respects him because he doesn't go with the flow. And really, that guy, as we know, doesn't compare to Eren and his conviction. But right after, we have the military police escorting them, and Armin actually calls her into the alleyway, and he asks, will you help me? And she says, like, kind of, why would I do that? You thought I was a good person? And she says, would it make me a bad person? And he pretty much tells her in a lot of words that, yeah, it would make you a bad person, because that's how I would feel. But I don't know, it just seemed kind of odd, because I thought Armin knew who it was. And later on I'll talk about that, obviously. But man, she ends up deciding to help Armin, and Aaron and all them, like, he was actually a little surprised that she agrees, and they talk about how him and Jean switched, and they were going to go down this tunnel. And right after that, she says she's scared to go down, and she says she respected Aaron earlier, but like, it just makes me wonder, like, did she actually saying like she liked Aaron, or like what was going on with that? But anyways, I just thought it was weird. She was saying, I'm a scared little girl, like I'm not suicidal like you. And right after, Aaron says, stop joking, like, oh, you have to go down. And like, they get into this, like, I thought it was not confusing, but like subliminal dialogue, I felt it was just saying like, hey, stop joking, like, come down here. Because I wondered, is that saying like you can't go Titan form down there? That's what we want to see, like, are you actually a Titan or not? And I just thought like that's what they meant, but I'm not exactly sure. If somebody like has read the manga, let me know if it's described better there. But that's what I got out of that. And yeah, she wouldn't go down, and she talks about, for some reason, this is when stuff gets real. Oh man, stuff gets real. She says, for some reason, nobody's been around for a while. It's a little suspicious. It's okay, Mikasa. And it just really was like, whoa, oh shit, like shit's about to get real. So, man, right when stuff gets real, all Annie can really say is, wow, I'm hurt. And Armin reveals how he knew. He says, I knew what Marco's gear looked like because I cleaned it and repaired it with him. And, man, oh my gosh. And she noticed that she never killed him when she was a Titan, and he knew it from then also. And she said, well, why didn't you turn me in like back before? And he says that I didn't want to believe it, man, because I guess he really did like Annie, because they all grew up together or whatever. Pretty much they didn't grow up together, but you guys know what I mean. They went through training together and everything. And man, it was just a crazy moment. So then that's when Aaron and Armin kind of tell her like, hey, prove it. And Armin says, you kind of should have killed me back then. And she says, I actually should have killed you. And that's when Aaron is like, come down here. All you have to do is prove it, and it'll be fine, I guess. And man, Misaka says, dude, she is such a boss, man. Just saying, like, she is such a boss. But she says, I can't hear it anymore. Like, I want to slice you up again, female Titan. And man, we get one of the creepiest moments in the series so far. My gosh, Annie we've never ever seen her like that. All she does is just laugh, and right after she says, you won your bet, but let's see how mine goes. And man, she's about to hurt herself, but then all the people grab her so she can't. And man, she has a ring, like, yo, man, Aaron needs one of those. Honestly, he really does. Because, man, that was creative, I have to say. And she just goes into Titan form, and of course we're left with another cliffhanger. Oh, man. And only thing I want to ask is, I'm like really, really confused. So, did the military police also set Annie up too? Because how did that work? Like, Armin just coincidentally, like, called her over there? Like, was he only working with Survey, like, or was he working with the military also? Like, I'm not sure. Like, I'm honestly really excited to watch next week's episode, and like I said before, I can't believe there are only 2 more episodes left. So yeah, really interesting episode of Attack on Titan. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks.